You want to fake a UFO?
Hey there, my name is Bill Marion, and this is A Nose for Life. Have you ever thought about hoaxing a UFO, or maybe even Bigfoot? You might be surprised to learn that a lot of people, for different reasons, have thought about staging some kind of paranormal signing. And yes, a few people go through with it. I've even thought about it. If you've watched any of our videos, you might be thinking this is a little off-brand. You might be thinking, Bill, this is an outdoor travel channel. But that's exactly why UFOs come up a lot on our channel, because we spend a lot of time in mountainous wilderness areas. In all these years, driving through mountains in the middle of nowhere, we've never seen a single UFO. So I'm ready to create my own close encounter. This video is from a live stream I did with fellow content creator Toby the Adventurer. I'll tell you more about Toby later. In this video, I confess my UFO hoax ideas. But why would anyone want to be a hoaxer? Well, I looked into it for some self-help. And it's true that some hoaxers are just seeking attention. But I learned that wasn't the main reason. You might be surprised by how many people express their creativity or desire to entertain with a good old-fashioned UFO hoax. Other hoaxers are really just pranksters. They're playing jokes on the gullible. Now, there are nefarious reasons for hoaxing. Just like some hoaxers are really just pranksters, some hoaxers are just con artists trying to take your money. The most important part of this video is what you have to say in the comment section below. As always, there are links in the description, including the link of mystery. And if you find it, you'll have 7 years of 7 days and nights. So go ahead and hit the like button, and let's get started.
If you're going to spoof a video, and again, the temptation, Toby, is real. Okay, I've talked to you about this 50 times probably. I got so froggy to like do something like that, because just creativity, not even to be mean, but you know what, like naming this video Aliens on Mount Lacan. But I called Nathan, it was like 10 o'clock at night. I was dead serious. And I said, hey man, what are you doing? He said, Pops, I'm sitting here and I'm trying to get this done. I'm like, so you're awake for a while? He's like, yeah, I'm going to be awake. He was in a creative mood as well. I don't know if it was the barometric pressure. I don't know. In that moment, I said, you want to fake a UFO? I was I was so serious, but I needed a little motivation. I needed somebody to go with me. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, what are you going to do? And I gave him my plan. And he's like, that'll never work. He's like, Dad, that'll ruin your channel. I'm like, I don't care. Let's go. Let's do it. Yeah. If you guys ever see a UFO on my channel, it's probably fake. It's just telling you now. And what you guys need to do, those of you who are in here right now, you have to help me. You have, because you're in on it. Just because you're hearing this live stream right now, all you have to do is like you play along. Some of you can say, I was with him. I saw it. I was visiting with family. However, I was driving down Highway 111 here in Tennessee, and I saw it too. I don't even think you have to do anything to fake one. You just get a bunch of people to say they saw one. You make a video with a map, Google Earth, you know how I do, and you get, like, let's say there's 7 people in here right now, and you get all of them to kind of weigh in on it, and they all do a little bit for your video, and you map it out where they saw it. And that's what the video is about, is why are UFO sightings in this area? Come on, people, people are going to watch that. That's there's going to get 1 million views. Virginia would have been a great place too, because the population density through Shenandoah National Park is a lot higher than down here. And they see UFOs up there all the time. It's really the Air Force. It's really Norfolk, and their pattern, but they look like UFOs. One drone, you hang some Christmas lights on it in a unique way. Like, imagine this. You got a drone, doesn't even have to be that big, battery operated Christmas lights, and you just drop a strand straight down. You never see something like that. Like, how often would you see like a strand of colorful lights? Maybe they're blinking, maybe they're not. No, they're not blinking. No blinking. Maybe they fade in and out. No, you don't want it to look like an aircraft. I don't know. I don't have that worked out yet. I've got to talk to my creative team.
Do you remember that movie from the 80s, Batteries Not Included?
Yes, but how does that relate? Like,
these
connect the dots for me.
Drones, they were autonomous, and they were, I guess, they had conscious. There was a scene in there where they ended up with the Christmas lights.
Maybe the bulbs of the Christmas lights need to be funky colors that you don't normally see.
These are the old school Christmas lights that had
the big fat ones.
Big fat ones, yeah.
Okay. What about bubble lights? Just to change the way it would look at a distance. I don't know.
LED, the little threads.
As long as the color, you got to have funky colors. It can't just be red, blues, and greens. It's got to be funky, like chartreuse or something. A purple. Purplish. Aliens like purple. Come on.
Program it with some sort of artificial intelligence so that it really scare people.
Aliens flying the drones. Duh. I haven't heard that one yet. I've case in point, just recently, all the drones flying around New Jersey, even the politicians fell for that one. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know what the Toby, what you got anything? Like, I'm serious.
Let me jump in here and tell you about Toby the Adventurer. I've made a lot of videos with Toby and we've been friends for over 20 years. He's got a great YouTube channel and he creates a variety of video content. Toby's right at home on a hiking trail somewhere on the Cumberland Plateau in Tennessee, taking you on an adventure. Check out one of his videos. In fact, there's a tab in the top right corner of your screen now that will take you to one of his videos, and I'll leave a card at the end of this video.
Like, I'm serious. Like, what was that all about? Was that just sensationalism?
Probably just a bunch of kids having fun. Who knows? Drones are not expensive anymore.
There were thousands of them. Of course, I'm just giving you the report, okay?
Yeah.
Look, it may not have been anything, and a lot of things that people were putting on X were airplanes. It's like, dude, that's an airplane. But allegedly there were thousands and thousands of these things everywhere. One news person, what they showed, it looked like Christmas lights, but this time across the sky, there were so many drones and going into the ocean, coming back. When we lived in Virginia, there was a lot of things in the news that was happening way off the coast. They're off Virginia Beach, 100 miles, where they were seeing lots of stuff. I'm convinced it's just our guys. I don't know, experimental branch of the military. John says, not saying that I've not done the drone flying with Christmas light a long time ago, but that was not me. I wanted to do a helium balloon. Like, you get one of those giant, and you fill it up with helium, and you just put, again, I'm going to use chartreuse light, purplish light, just this big, or maybe a little bigger because it's got to put out enough to be seen. And up there at Jones Gap, Jones Gap, on a cloudy night, I think you'd have to have a cloudy night so that, maybe not, I don't know, because you got to be able to pull this balloon down because you don't want it causing a car wreck or something later, right?
Well, here's the question I've always wondered. Is it legal to create a UFO hoax? And I can't seem to find a definitive answer. Any act or condition that injuriously affects the public's health, safety, comfort, or the free use of property, therefore interfering with the enjoyment of life by an entire community or neighborhood, is considered a public nuisance. And that tracks, but don't consider this legal advice because I'm not an attorney, I'm just sharing what I was able to find on Google. You might know a lot more about this, and if so, let us all know in the comments. But it makes sense that if the hoax is convincing enough, it could disturb the peace. I mean, I'm sure it would overwhelm 911, and you have to think about delayed responses from law enforcement if real emergencies should arise. At the very least, it can make things inconvenient for the community. So honestly, I don't know if creating a UFO hoax is legal or not, but there's a lot more to think about than just how you're going to do it. I'm so thankful for Toby the Adventurer for joining me on this live stream. It was a lot of fun. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I also hope you'll leave a comment and make sure you're subscribed. My name is Bill Marion, and this is A Nose for Life.